Hello, everyone. Good morning on this amazing, beautiful Monday morning. Here it is at 10 a.m. Central Time. And I'm sorry I can't be with you today, so this is pre-recorded. However, let me say this to you guys. I am with you in spirit. And I'm excited you guys are with me today because of the fact here we are towards the end of February, close to the end of February. And I'll be relaunching out my brand new book March 1st when we go live for that Monday. And so I'm excited. It's going to be great. You guys are going to totally love that book. But today I'm going to talk to you for a couple of minutes about another book of mine that has been such a dynamic seller. Many of you have not even heard of the book because I really make it more exclusive to those I really feel led of the Lord to sort of release it to, if that makes any sense. But the Lord really told me today to release this book because I really believe it's going to really help a lot of you. But plus, the good thing is it's very deep revelation. So I'm talking, if you guys are really ready for something different than just as I am, an amazing grace, you're going to get something good out of this today because I'm not going to tell you a lot of stuff that's in the book, but I am going to give you like an outline, almost like skimming the foundation, just enough for you guys to say, wait a minute, wow, could this be true? Wait a minute, it's in the Bible. Wait a minute, there's something to this story I've never understood. And that is this. I'm going to talk to you guys today about this book, Abandoned to Divine Destiny. Abandoned to Divine Destiny. Now, this book is really thick. Like, it's not too far. It's close to 300 pages, but it's extremely powerful. And I literally, I guarded this book in my life because I never really released it, let's say, to just whosoever's, because I really felt like it was something that who has an ear to hear and an eye to see would catch it. And so I have a lot of books of mine in the vault, as I call it, that I only release it to people who, to really need it and who's open for something new, open to something biblical, but open to something that's powerful, okay? Now then, in Abandoned to Divine Destiny, let me tell you the subtitle. The subtitle is this: You Were Before Time. You were before time. Now, when I say this to you guys, this is why you guys need to make sure you're downloading this book or ordering the paperback, because it's powerful. I'm taking this book, or I took this book, from one of my favorite verses of someone who I was named after, Jeremiah. All right, ding, ding, ding. You won a prize here. My real name is not Jeremiah, it's Jeremy, but it's a form of Jeremiah. So, and it's a prophet. So, hey, we got something in common. But in Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5, it says this: Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou comest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet to the nations. So with that verse alone, here's where heresy comes in for many of you who are too religious to hear this. He says this: Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. The word knew there means yada, which literally means union or intimacy. And one of the original Aramaic words means intercourse, which means God intercoursed us before I ever was in my mother's womb, which means, number one, I was alive before I was in my mother's womb. I wasn't some blob of thought, all right? God intercoursed me, which basically means, no dirty minds here, what basically means he put everything in me, the persona of me existed before I was in my mother's womb. And so he intercoursed, he put everything in me, and then he doesn't stop there. He says, and before thou comest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. So in other words, he says, before you in your mother's womb, you existed in the kingdom. You were alive, Jeremy. I ordained thee. In other words, I put in your belly, I put everything in thee of what you needed. Then I put you in your mother's belly. Then I began to what? I sanctified thee, and then I ordained thee to be a prophet. So this whole book, I go from Genesis to Revelation, that folks, you existed before you were in your mother's womb. There's a verse in Psalms that says this. It says, before the mountains were formed, I knew you, God. Before the valleys were formed, I knew you. In other words, how on earth would you know God before even the earth was even here? I proved to you from Genesis to Revelation that you existed in God before time began. You were, and these are things that you're gonna. I mean, I go deep in this book, so I'm telling you, if you guys really want to say, well, you know what, I was an accident because I was out of a rape. I was an accident because they didn't use anything to stop it. You know, there's no accidents in God's kingdom. None. You were alive in God before time began. End of story. And yet you came to this earth and God already sanctified you, God already called you, and God already knew you and programmed you before you were ever in intercourse with your mom and dad, before you ever in your womb. You wasn't a thought that God says, hey, ding, 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 I'm going to create Jeremy out of what these two people are doing. That's not biblical. I proved to you before time began, before the dawning of the new day, I existed. I'm going to tell you a lot of powerful things. So I'm telling you right now, go to the link right here in Instagram, the quickie link as I call it, and download or order Abandon to Divine Destiny. You were before time. And you can once again just download it if you want to, which would be quicker for you guys, or you can order paperback and I can autograph it for you either way, but you need to get this today. All right. Now we're going to talk about this book again in the future, but I'm only talking to those who really want revelation of the kingdom of God's word. But if you're real religious, you're going to be like, oh, I don't know if I can handle that. You know what? Then I'm going to teach you some scriptures in the Aramaic. It's going to blow your mind. So order this book today. All right. On IdentityNetwork.net or on Facebook. You can also just go to the website, there, and you can order it, or you can order it from the quickie link above on Instagram. But either way, guys, until I'm with you again, you need to get this book. If you want your mind blown, order today. Abandon to Divine Destiny. I love you guys. I can't wait to be with you next week. And don't forget my podcast this Wednesday. Don't forget to invite your friends for next Monday as well. 10 a.m. Central Time. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.